Welcome, everyone, to today's episode of Marketing ROI TV. I'm Kim Walsh-Phillips, CEO of IO Creative Group, and I'm glad you could join us today. I'm excited to introduce you to our speaker for today, Mike Capuzzi. I don't need to remind everyone that the marketing we learn now is more challenging than ever. And I invited this presenter because he's not only a friend, but because he has a lot to share that will help open your eyes to the new techniques and have profound impact on your business. He's been helping entrepreneurs improve their marketing since 1998, and he's written 2 books and appeared on numerous television shows and radio interviews. His unique marketing techniques have been used by thousands around the world, and his customer list includes some of the world's greatest marketers and copywriters. Marketing guru Dan Kennedy has called his strategies brilliant. And when Dan Kennedy is saying nice things about you and not criticizing you, that's a good thing. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for what is going to be one of the most unique opportunities to discover how to improve your marketing. Please join me in welcome Mike Capuzzi. Hi, Mike. Glad you could join us today.
Hey, Kim. Well, thank you very much for the invitation. I appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure. I'm glad that you can do this for us. So we had an opportunity to chat for a bit at a recent marketing event, and you have been involved with so many great products and services and helping entrepreneurs around the world. And we got to talking about some of your new things you have going on, and I thought it would be a wonderful opportunity to share those ideas and concepts with our group. So in getting started today, looking at 2013, we're just starting off in January. What are some things that business owners should be looking at this year?
Well, Kim, the focus I want to kind of take today, and it's been on my head because I just wrote an entire newsletter about it, is really a strategy. It's one strategy for business owners of all types. So I don't care if you're a doctor, a lawyer, a retail store owner, or whatever. And it's all about the importance for all of us to create personalized marketing, and this to be able to create marketing that when someone reads it or engages with it, it feels like it's designed and meant especially for that one person. And it's really just, as I'll show you in a moment, there's just so much noise out there, and the most effective way to connect with our prospects and customers is through personalized marketing.
Absolutely. It's the way you're going to distinguish yourself in the marketplace, I'm sure, as well.
Yes.
Great. So do you want to go through some of those ways that we can do that?
Yeah, let me do that. And I'm going to share 5. I know we have a specific period of time, and this is actually a talk that I've given for about 2 hours, and I'm condensing it down here. But let me start off by hopefully showing a picture that a lot of us should recognize, which is Times Square up in New York City. And the reason I like showing this picture, if you've ever been to Times Square, Kim, it's just noisy. There's audio, there's visual stimuli. It's overwhelming, and it's a great metaphor for what we as business owners face every day. I mean, how do we get the attention of our prospects, our customers, and how do we get them to engage with our marketing when they're being bombarded by so much noise that's out there? And it's just, I love using this picture because it really represents what we are all, you, myself, everyone watching and listening to this, are up against.
Yeah, and having, if any of us has been there, you also have a strong smell as well. So, yeah, it's a great image of all the different senses that get attacked for our customers all the time.
You're right. So I like to always say there's 2 kinds of marketers, and I saw this picture years ago. My one daughter actually looked a lot like that little girl years ago, and it's they say it's all about marketing, and you can see the little boy on the right, kind of plain vanilla, and then the girl who's got all the customers. But I want to extend that and enhance it for today and say, well, it's all about personalized marketing, because as I'm going to show you, again, in order to break through the noise of Times Square, where all of our prospects and customers are, we have to connect with them. And I want to share a couple probably fundamental reminders, Kim. But they're good reminders. We can never be, I think, reminded enough of some of the fundamentals. So first of all, we all have to remember, and I'll use the word prospect and customer and clients and patients sort of interchangeably in this presentation, but we always have to remember it's about them, not about us, the business owner. So oftentimes we get into this mode of, I do this or we do this, we're great because of this. And language is so important when we're communicating, and we always have to kind of remember to go back and always put our customers and prospects first, and really, change the way we talk as we're marketing. And it's, again, a very important fundamental copywriting slash presentation reminder that it's always about them. And everybody likes to do business with people they know, like, and trust. And the only way to accomplish this, well, one of the ways to accomplish this is to allow people to get to know us better, showing that we're concerned about their pains, their needs, their requirements. And we all want to feel like, when we're doing any kind of business, we all want to feel like a store, a vendor, a company is communicating directly with us. So hopefully, do these ideas make sense, Kim?
Absolutely. It goes to us wanting to build trust in the marketplace. I think that's great.
Yeah. So just a couple fundamental reminders. And what I'd like to do now is give you 5 tips, 5 strategies that you can take away. And if you're not doing it, try to implement it in your business. And if you are doing it, maybe just tweaking it and improving it. So the first one is I call it personalizing your story. And on the screen here, I actually have several different, these are all different folks, all business owners and entrepreneurs. And I believe these are newsletters, excerpts from individual newsletters. But one of the ways you can begin to tap into the power of personalized marketing is to let people know why you are in business to help them. And when I consult with clients, I'm always amazed when I ask this question how a lot of us kind of forget why we got into business in the first place. Obviously, we're getting into business to make money, but there's that if you put the customer forward in front, who are we looking to help? How are we looking to help them? And I think it's important for all of us to remember to personalize that story and to share it. And to make sure they understand that you are in business to help them with their specific needs. So this whole idea of personalizing your story, and then going into even greater detail. I don't know if you do a newsletter, Kim, but a newsletter is a great way to have a continued conversation with customers and prospects, an e-zine, an email newsletter, and over time, just sharing some personal stuff. Could be vacation type information, but going back to the idea of people who want to do business with people they know, like, and trust, one way to build that is to let people into your world.
Absolutely. Yeah, we spend a lot of time talking about newsletters and marketing insiders and building that authentic self and letting them in a bit to who you are and what drives your passion. And it absolutely is a way that can help build that trust. So that's great. Thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah. So, and great, and thanks for mentioning authentic. I mean, that really is what it comes down to. It's personalized and authentic marketing because, again, key differentiator in 2013 and beyond. Now, this is probably a relatively unique strategy, which is this idea, and I have a theory, Kim, that if I could handwrite every sales letter, every time I'm marketing, and if I could, my list is thousands, so I can't conceivably do it, but if I could do it, my theory is my response rates would go up even more because people know I'm communicating directly with them. Not quite possible in this day and age unless you're doing a very focused campaign, but the next best thing is the use of handwriting fonts and hand-drawn doodles and stuff like that to, again, create that emotional connection that, in this day and age where everything is computer generated, why not tap into that emotional connection that handwriting offers? So on the screen here, this is actually was a client of mine a couple years back, a very successful information technology company. They were somewhere over $20 million a year in business, and we got them using handwriting in their business-to-business marketing. As a matter of fact, you see we actually tapped into a Halloween campaign, and you see some of the hand-drawn doodles just to make it a little bit fun. And this was a prospecting campaign for them.
No,
So
I would love to have been a fly on the wall, because I will say we know that every time we introduce our clients to this type of marketing, if they like what I've sent them, I know I did not do a good job. Because in general, we have to take them off the ledge of fear that if it's not gorgeous, it won't work.
Right.
So what were some of those conversations like?
Well, in this particular case, it was very simple, because these guys sought me out because they knew what I stood for. And they were here local in Pennsylvania. And it was the CEO, the owner, one of the owners who was in charge of marketing, was very open. He just knew he wanted to go from A to B, and I sat down with his team in the very beginning and shared with them the powers of direct response marketing and connecting with people. I mean, my former life, I was in corporate marketing, so I get that. But people just have to understand, when it all boils down, just like this conversation, it's between you and I right now, people just are doing business with other people. So this whole notion that everything has to be picture perfect and everything has to look like it came from an ad agency is a fallacy.
Absolutely.
A couple other examples just to show you. Yeah, no worries.
Great ideas, and I want to make sure we get them in.
Well, I mean, here's a company that you should probably be familiar with here in Pennsylvania. It's a restaurant, Bonefish Grill. I don't know if they have them. Do they have them out where you are?
Yep, and we have members all across the country. So
yeah,
absolutely.
I think this is a regional business, because every time I check with people, I think this is quasi-regional.
We have them down. Yeah, they're down by our Florida office also.
Okay, well, it's a nice seafood restaurant, and I actually this was an insert in a local Sunday paper a few years back, so it was the size of a newspaper, but they had a new opening, and just look, they could have just sent their menu. But they decided to go one extra step and personalize it. My favorites, check this place out. Again, just in that ability to try to connect with people. This next example of using handwriting, this is from a gentleman who owns an auto repair shop. And Kim, I know you're a social media expert. I can't tell you how he did it, other than he was using these hand-drawn notes or handwritten notes on Facebook. So he was putting these notes on Facebook and telling a story over time, and the whole notion being you need to get your car checked up. So I just thought that was a neat example of how he was using handwriting on Facebook.
Thinking he's just taking the images and posting them as images on
Right.
pages.
Right.
Which is a great thing to do.
Yeah, it has that sort of pattern interrupt, if you will, especially on Facebook. So figure out how you can use handwriting, handwritten fonts, etc., to connect with people. Another tip, I love this. I could probably spend a couple hours just talking about the use of imagery, but one of the best things we can do as business owners is using photographs that are different than, again, what you might expect to see from a business owner or an entrepreneur. So obviously, if you do a newsletter and you're out and about, for example, that's Gary Vaynerchuk I met. I had lunch with him a few years back, and I wrote about it afterwards. He was at WineLibrary.tv, I think, and written some best-selling books. So I was able to capture a photo. The gentleman there in the middle, he's actually the gentleman who was doing those handwritten notes on Facebook. He's the auto repair shop owner. But, he took a fun photo and is using in his marketing. The gentleman on the right there in the straitjacket was using that photo. He owns a very, very high-end landscape company, and just having some fun. So yes, use photos, but also think about how you can have some fun with your marketing. And I just thought, well, here's some good examples that we could all take away.
Those are great.
Yeah. So this is a neat strategy, and I've done this, I've personally done it in business-to-business marketing. I can see using it in business-to-consumer, but hopefully everybody has some sort of risk reversal in their business, guarantees. And one unique strategy is to personalize those guarantees. So this is an example of a guarantee that I did a few years back. It was in a kit that went out to people. I was promoting a multi-day event, and this went out in a package. And everybody who received that package, rather than just slapping in a guarantee, how valuable the event was going to be, I decided to personalize it for them. So the guarantee certificate was made out to them. I've done this with client work. Yeah, you can do it quite easily online. But again, the notion to take away, Kim, is this idea that, okay, everyone has guarantees. The smart marketer figures out ways to have better guarantees, more personalized guarantees, more powerful guarantees. So just a little tip and technique there. I've seen lawyers use this now. Very, very simple. And by personalizing it, I mean just, literally just inserting the person's name who's receiving it.
Yeah, that's great. And it really pulls them in, obviously, every time they see your name.
Right, and they know it's for them, and they know, there's a little extra level of care and concern on my part for their behalf. So, all right, last tip, and we'll focus on this because this is a pretty cool technique, and it's the concept of personalized URLs or PURLs. So I'm not sure if everyone has heard of these, but this is a technology that's been out there for a while, and it taps into, and I found this quote from the world famous Dale Carnegie, and he said, "Remember that a man's name is to him the sweetest and most important sound in the English language." And in this day and age, Kim, I still believe, and I know for a fact, that when you greet somebody, whether you're at an event, if you're the host, and rather than just saying hello, but if I were to say hello, Kim, something registers deep inside of you. Same with our marketing. If we can market to people, and again, just by even simply just using their name in the marketing, it does something internally. There's some emotional connection that doesn't happen when it's not there. And this is what personalized URLs do. So
this is the really exciting timing too. I have a blog coming out tomorrow about Disney's new My Magic Plus program, and they invested $1 billion in this concept to personalize the experience of the individual attraction attendee with their name. And you're going to show us a way to do this ourselves. So this is great timing.
And it is. I mean, a big company, you see a lot of big companies starting to use this technology. And really what it does is it allows you to create personalized marketing campaigns for your prospects and customers. And here's what's really powerful, Kim. It allows you, if you're doing offline marketing, which most of us ought to be doing some form of offline marketing, print marketing, direct mail, advertising, etc. It allows you to initiate the conversation there, but then bring them online to continue the conversation and do some things that aren't possible in the offline world, but that are quite possible online, like videos, some customized graphics, etc. A good PURL system, I call it hyper-personalization and feedback. Personalized URL systems will allow you to do some very cool things with personalization, above and beyond even just putting a person's name in. The system, like you were saying with Disney, I guarantee those campaigns, when a person's visiting their PURL landing page, their PURL website, there's things going on behind the scenes, and they are tracking and watching what you're doing. And know if you're clicking here or clicking there, and adjusting their follow-up based on that kind of feedback. And I believe, Kim, there's no business owner that could not tap into PURLs. Professional practice, retail, info marketer, it doesn't matter. I think everybody, if they sort of just take some time and think about it, could use PURL marketing in their business. So let me show you a couple just examples I've created or clients of mine have created. And again, you see, this is a postcard I did a couple years ago. I have no shame. I have a little cartoon caricature I had. This was for a Halloween campaign I did. And what you'll notice, if you see the highlighting there, it was going to me, and my PURL link was Mike has a gift from Mike. So I was sending it to myself, so it maybe contextually doesn't make a lot of sense. But I was letting them know that there was a gift waiting for them, and they had to go to that website. And when they went to that website, which is an example here, it was all Halloween themed, and what was kind of cool, Kim, which we do is, for example, there on the left-hand side, you see a comic. I love using cartoons and comics, and you see I personalized the caption of the comic. I personalized a spectacular savings certificate with my name on there and the recipient's name. And we just had this fun landing page, very simple landing page with a very singular focus to get one call to action accomplished. And that's the power of these types of campaigns. I don't know if you know James Malinchek. He's a friend of mine, but he used PURLs. James does these huge events. And you can see another very simple example of a direct mail postcard, nothing fancy. Matter of fact, he wanted to kind of make it look real simple. You see the PURL link there. It says, check out this website I created just for you. And it took them to a page. And what I thought was so cool here was, I don't know if you see on the left-hand side there, it says, seat saved for Mike. And he's pointing to somewhere in that huge crowd. That was personalized for everyone who received it. So if you got a Kim, it would say seat saved for Kim. And then it would give you a gift certificate. He was giving off up to $300. And you see the handwritten note up there. Very, very well received and just different than what most people are doing. So that's
great.
Yeah, that's the kind of way I teach PURLs and the use. I do want to share this with everybody. If you are using PURLs or you're thinking about using PURLs, the PURL format does affect response. So oftentimes there are PURL systems out there where they basically they'll put the person's name, the recipient, the visitor's name, after the domain. So here you see taxbusiness.com/Mike Capuzzi. It's a PURL, but it's I call it very low-level PURL. Better PURL systems will allow you to put the name in front of the domain. One thing this does accomplish is it puts the name first, so it tracks the eyeballs a little quicker. It also prevents people from just taking the name off. But it's still not the best. And the way I teach it is use that concept of name first, but make your PURL a benefit. Make it a headline. Make it, when it is read out loud, it has a benefit to the person receiving it. So here you see, rather than mikecapuzzi.taxbusiness.com, Mike Capuzzi savesontaxes.com. This little tweak can dramatically improve the number of people who visit their PURLs. And just wanted to share that with anybody who's either using PURLs or thinking about using PURLs.
Yeah, that's great because it definitely, you're keeping that marketing philosophy of making the marketing message a headline about the customer in your URL.
Yeah. Yep. And give them a benefit. Give them a benefit. So I didn't share this with you, Kim, but I'm actually working on a new book, and I just got this draft from my designer this morning, so I thought I had to pop it in here real quick. But I'm actually working on a book on this entire concept of marketing with PURLs, because I've been doing it since 2004. I actually created a piece of software back in 2004 that I was using for my own clients. I did another version in 2010, and then just about a month and a half ago, released something on a very limited scale to a select group of folks. And it takes PURL marketing to a whole new level. We call it Simple PURLs, mainly because so many PURL systems out there are very challenging to use. I know firsthand because one of the ones I created was very complex. It did a lot, but it was so bloated with functionality, it made it very difficult for people to use. So Simple PURLs, which really what it does is it distills down the essence of PURLs and makes it drop dead simple for anyone to use. So it's created by myself, a marketer for marketers, and it's a super fast and easy way to tap into the power of PURL marketing and personalization. And for technical folks who are watching, it's built on WordPress, and the reason that's important is because WordPress is a very ubiquitous system for creating websites, and because we built it on WordPress, you know it's going to be simple to do and use. And I'm going to show some examples here in a second. It does
Oh, that'd
things
be great.
that no other Perl systems in the world can do. And that's a pretty strong statement. But we are doing things, Kim, like personalized videos, where you go take if I was taking you to a landing page and there was a video on it, it would say, "Hey Kim, watch this video," and then the video would play. We're doing things that are just very, very unique because I built it for myself, and wanted that functionality in there. So if I could, I'll just show a couple of very quick examples, and then if you have any questions or if you want me to go on anything in more detail. But these are just very focused, personalized landing pages. So here we said, Kim, this is one of our clients. Kim, create your 2013 explosive business growth. And it's just a very focused, singular type of page. It doesn't have a lot of extraneous buttons or anything to take the visitor's focus away. Let me show you a couple other examples. And I'm just cutting and pasting because I already did this. So Kim discovers thejoy.com. That's an example of a Perl. And these are all real examples. This is a person who is actually using it to capture prospects' names. So he can capture the visitor's name so that he can now take them and let them pop them into another campaign that's a sub-campaign of this one. And this is, you can see the different graphics there. Very simple, very focused. Here's another one. Investigates lip readings. Kim, I don't know what this business is about, but it's kind of neat. I guess it's kind of like palm or hand reading, but you see he's got a video on his page. There's his guarantee. And again, these are very short, simple ones, but they're trying to only do one thing, one call to action, focus. And that's what's so valuable about these types of marketing campaigns. If you're trying to make a sale, if you're trying to get someone to give you a survey feedback, and then I'll show one more here. This is another auto repair shop owner. Oop. And you can see he's also trying to get them to opt in to get another report so he can market to them even further. And videos and cartoons and all kinds of good stuff. So just I have a lot of examples, but I wanted to show some real world examples of real world business owners and how they're tapping into the power of personalized marketing and PURLs.
So if folks would like to get more information about how they might be able to use this for their business, is this where they would go to SimplePearls.com?
Yeah, they can check out Simple Pearls. I will let you know we are literally in the middle of opening up a brand new site for Simple Pearls, and it'll probably be out in the next week or so, which is why I actually gave an email address that comes directly to me. If anyone has any questions about how they might be able to use it in their business, at this point I'd be happy to take people's emails. But yes, simplepearls.com is the site, and we are updating it as you and I speak.
So how would you suggest folks, if they're going to use Simple Pearls versus a different system, what would be the best way to utilize something like that to get people to go to the page?
Well, so you want to, a Perl system, whether it's Simple Pearls or any Perl system, Kim, is a tool. It's a tool in your marketing toolkit. So even before that, the importance of having a good database, whether it's a prospect database or your own in-house customer list, any kind of marketing, the results are going to always go back to A, who's it going to, so the list, B, how good is the offer. So no Perl system in the world is going to make a bad offer, better. So you've got to have a good offer, and then you need to, hit folks a couple different ways. I always like using direct mail. I always like using email, and it's this sort of integrated marketing campaign. So offline, online, driving to a personalized landing page that has a killer offer, a singular call to action, and you will get very good response.
That's great. And I think when you and I chatted, you talked a little bit, too, how the simple PURLs, you can use them when you're doing speaking engagement.
Mm-hmm. So one thing that's
great.
one thing that's very unique about simple PURLs is it's really PURLs on demand. So other systems require to upload lists, so you have to sort of pre-populate. You have to know who you are sending it to. Well, in our case, we could literally have a PURL go to anybody. Lisa finds estimates useful, and it'll create the landing page on the fly, and you can see it there. He doesn't have too much personalization, but it creates it on the fly. So one thing I've done, Kim, is I'll be speaking in front of an audience, and I'll say, and everyone here could do it. Just open up your smartphone, open up your PC, your Mac, whatever. Type in your first name .likespurls.com, and I have a gift there for you, that kind of thing. And they'll type in Kim likes Pearl, Kim.likespurls.com, and you'll be at your own personalized landing page right while you're in the audience there. So it's a very unique way of having a one-on-one conversation from the front of the room.
That's great. So yeah, if folks want to see what that would look like, Mike set it up for us so you could check it out. So that was great. Thanks for doing that for us.
Absolutely.
Super. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate it. Definitely within the world of marketing, the goal would be to separate yourself from your competition and to distinguish and to build that trust so that when you go to make your sale and you go to talk to your prospect about why they should do business with you, they already have that level of trust with you, and they're not comparing you to other folks. So I appreciate this information. It definitely supports the marketing philosophies of this group. So thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Make sure you check your weekly Marketing Insider tip and that you get your registration in for our next lunch on January 28th, where we're going to look at the $1 Million Survey Technique. Thanks, and have a great day.